is the fight for greatness.
This is a man's heart, a heart in desperate need of medical attention. But because 78% of Indigenous people experience racism in healthcare, he may not get the help he needs. Become an ally. Rise above racism in healthcare.
You're watching Rogers TV.
Good evening, everybody. How are you getting on in TV land tonight? It's your boy DC, and this is Out of the Fog, a local matters show that goes right across the province, talking about all the cool people and all the cool things, working hard to make this province a better place to be. And tonight we have some guests that I'm really excited for you to meet. If you ever wanted to see two old friends have a laugh and talk about doing it scared, then you're in luck, because my homegirl, Lea Coultas, AKA The Elevated Experience, is back again. And she's talking about doing it scared, her exciting new podcast, her yoga dance, her DJing, and all about coming full circle for the life that you love. And then next up we have Dr. Sean Connors and Cassie Chisholm. They are talking about matters of the heart from a wellness and health perspective, and you're going to want to know about the 1 in 3 stat that is making us say, wow, we need to put more effort behind all things related to the healthcare system as related to heart and stroke. This is Out of the Fog. We'll be right back after this break. Welcome back. Your dreams were your ticket out. Just kidding. Your boy DC back from the break, and during the break, the one and only Lea Coultas came through. What's up?
Oh, nothing.
Okay.
Just chilling.
Well, I guess that's it then.
I guess that's it.
Yeah.
Bye.
Okay, see you next time.
Came to say I love you.
Well, I love you back. 30 years of friendship, y'all.
Yeah.
Lea thinks we're here to talk about her business. We're actually here to talk about our 30-year friendship. I'm joking.
Oh my God, imagine, surprise!
But we'll be talking about that as well, let's be honest, in the next few minutes. But for now, I want you guys to remember the elevated experience. What is that to you?
Like the phrase?
Yes, what does it mean? When you hear it, when you say it to yourself, when you talk about it with others, what is the energy?
I mean, it really is all about elevating people's experiences. It's just like very self-explanatory.
Thank God.
And I don't know, I love it.
Me too.
Elevate, the word elevate is a vibe.
Me too,
Experience is something I love. I love experiences. I love
we all do.
Life, you know? So it's like elevating people's experiences in life. Yeah. I just love it.
Lea, the wellness journey for you is one that when we've had you on the show before, it's been just a pretty special chat. Yeah. Because to go from a place, and may I, where you're, maybe feeling not as empowered or connected to your path or your journey or what excites you, there is a fear that can set in, and maybe a paralysis by analysis. Would you agree?
Oh, 100%. That's like an understatement. I feel like that is perfectly described. It's like I have definitely experienced a lot of debilitating fear in my life, and it used to hold me back quite a bit. But I would say with time, with age, with experience, I've learned to face a lot of fears, and it has really shaped who I am today, and which is why I created this business, because I want to help other people do the same.
And now there's various components of what you are able to offer via your education and training and experience in the arena of wellness. So, I mean, there's so many charms from the bracelet to grab onto. What are your favorite ones?
Well, I guess, the first one was me getting certified as a yoga teacher. I shouldn't even say that's not the first one, because music was actually my first love. And so like performance and DJing and creating playlists, like those were sort of the things that I loved the most.
Yeah.
But the yoga journey was the thing that catapulted me into putting myself in public spaces and, you know, trying to teach people, and helped me gain so much clarity, I guess, around what I wanted to do.
Right.
So, yeah, I can't remember your question.
Listen, I think that was the answer. And I have to ask you, because, you know, you're right. Music, performance was your first love. And which, I mean, I can draw the parallel of engaging in hobbies and passions that we love is wellness. It is recreation or recreation. It's all those things.
Totally.
So you corrected me and we're like, oh yeah, no, it wasn't yoga necessarily. It was actually music. But it's funny, do you think that people see music as so much of a clear wellness tangent as what they see in yoga? And I would say maybe not, but it actually is just as spiritual and holistic and healing and all the things as any other wellness activity.
Oh yeah, I mean, I've talked about this a lot actually in my classes, because you know, I've talked about meditation, and you know, people automatically assume meditation is like, you know, sitting in the corner with your eyes closed, umming, breathing, and you know, there's so many forms of meditation, and whatever connects you to you is meditation. So it's like singing is meditation, guitar playing is meditation, cooking is meditation, hiking is meditation. So I've definitely found music for me, and it's really something I've embraced so much more in the last few years in particular, because I've always loved music. Since I was out of the womb, I loved music, you know? So it's like I really was able to, once I created the Elevated Experience in this yoga dance class, it became so clear. I was like, oh my God, how did I not think of this sooner? Like music, DJing, class, yoga, dance together. What? like mind blown, you know, over my own self, impressed by me.
Little this. Yes, I'm doing it.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. I've been to one of your classes and it is everything that you just described. It takes you places, there's different components of it, and it's what you're doing in it that is so compelling and incredible and guiding and motivating and inspiring. It's all the things. And I'm just waiting for you to hold a guitar and sing it, and sometimes you do in your class. I know, it's wild. Listen, I want to delve deeper for a second in this, okay?
Yes.
You know, our friendship over these 30 years is dotted by mixtapes and burned CDs.
Yeah.
And that's what we give as gifts to each other, and that's our relationship.
Yeah.
And now, so much of what you're getting asked to do is, and what you're doing in your classes, is playlist driven. What a full circle activity to be engaging in for others and for yourself.
Totally. It is the most fun thing for me to be getting paid to do, to be creating a playlist for an experience, for a class or for an event or whatever it is. For me to sit down and research music and sit there and put a playlist together is like, it's not work. It's like I could do it for hours and I would just be lost in it and be in so much joy, you know? So it really is, it's like finding your passion and creating it and making it into a business of some kind. It's like how, you know, get creative in your head and think about, there's gotta be a way that I can make my passion into something I can do, and even not, you don't need to make money doing it, but just it's something that I can do regularly, so it's a hobby, it's something that brings me joy, right? And
isn't that the wellness journey?
That's the wellness journey. That is
finding what makes you feel anew, and what brings you joy, and what brings you peace, and all the things.
Yeah.
So whether it's yoga dance that you are offering, or any guided meditation, or DJing an event, or creating playlists, you are living your passion right now.
Passion, yeah.
Right? So let's talk about the latest trick out the bag. We're talking podcast series.
Yeah.
So talk us about fear and what you are doing with this, because to me it's pretty fun.
Okay, so my podcast is called the Doing It Scared Podcast, and it is all about facing fear. So I've been wanting to do a podcast for a long time, but I never really knew what the subject was going to be. And I love to talk, and I've learned through my teaching that I really love to talk. I love to talk all the time. And as someone who was a very shy, quiet child, that was a very strange thing to now suddenly be talking and be animated and be like excited about things. And I have found through teaching classes and talking about my fears and me facing fears and overcoming fears that I was like, okay, maybe this is something, maybe this is the subject. And now, since bringing it to fruition, I mean, it was even fearful even to just get the podcast going, to record the episode, to learn the technology, to do all the things. And now it's done. I released my first episode on Monday. And so every month it's going to be one solo episode and one interview. And the interview is going to be someone local, like a local musician, a local author, local journalist. I've got a lot of people lined up actually already. I've got about 7 or 8 people lined up already that are willing to talk to me about how they face their fears and how they've overcome them. And I think the biggest lesson I've learned is that no matter how many times I face fear, there's always something else on the other side to face, right? It's like, but the more you face it, the easier it gets. But there's always going to be, like, what is it? The end of one mountain is, or the bottom of one mountain is the start of the next.
Yeah, sure.
Like that. It's like, so you sort of start to learn that. You think that fear is just going to go away. It doesn't go away. I still have it. I still face it every day. But now that I'm learning to face it, it's made my life so much better. And so I really want to help people know that it's like that person you're comparing yourself to, they're scared too. Yeah. They're just doing it scared.
Exactly. The Elevated Experience, Google it, check it out. This is Out of the Fog. We'll be right back after this break. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us for this segment of Out of the Fog. Really excited about some guests happening here now. To my left, I'll introduce them to you. Cassie, and how are you doing, Sean? Thank you so much for you both coming here tonight.
Thanks, Donnie.
Now, I know it's a complex subject and as wide as it is long, and we are here to talk about matters of the heart. So appropriate leading into the Valentine's Day season. But I'm going to ask you first, Sean, talk about the work that you do for and in the province.
Well, we think that we do really important work. I mean, I guess everybody thinks that. But when it comes to heart disease, it's the most common thing, heart disease and stroke that affects everyone in this province. Every Newfoundland and Labradorian, 1 in 3 of us is going to be affected by this. It has a big footprint here. So the work that we do is important. It could affect you, and if it doesn't affect you, it's going to affect somebody you know.
That's right. It's true. And Cassie, the work that you do comes from a different pew, same church.
Yep.
Talk about your passion for this subject matter and the work you do every day.
Yeah, I love working. I love working in the cardiovascular and stroke program. I'm actually a physiotherapist. That's how I started. But my role right now with the program is as an administrator. So I'm one of the vice presidents with Newfoundland and Labrador Health Services.
Amazing.
Yeah, so I guess the work that I do is about our program and the delivery of our services across the province.
Right.
And one thing that's new for us is that where we used to be called the cardiac program, now we're called the cardiovascular and stroke program. And the idea here is that we combine cardiac and vascular and stroke care underneath one umbrella. So we're really excited about this because I'm pretty sure we're the first in Canada. We're one of the first anywhere who's done this. And yeah, we're excited because we think there's a lot of opportunities for improving health outcomes in Newfoundland by approaching it this way.
I love that, and med health innovation is so important in the province right now, in every industry, in every arena, but in the arena of healthcare, as it pertains to the heart and stroke realities and the 1 in 3. I mean, when it comes to the number of people and infrastructure and programs and resources that are available to help us help the people across the province, there are no shortage of challenges and opportunities. Am I right?
Absolutely. We know here, and it's probably known by everyone that really wants to be on the cutting edge of treatment of heart and stroke disease, is that you have to approach this disease as a team. And we learned early on that we need to put our nurses and our perfusionists, those super subspecialized people, along with our physicians and our surgeons, all together.
Physiotherapists, don't forget.
And physiotherapists. Everybody as a team, and you approach this so that so that the care becomes more complete and more comprehensive. And just think about it, Donnie, if you're working in that team, your satisfaction, the way you care for patients, the way you kind of share successes, you share challenges, and it becomes more sustainable.
Right.
And it actually leads to better outcomes. So if you come in and you journey all the way through the hospital and you see 40 physicians and finally the surgeon operates on you and go home, it's not just that surgeon's name, it's all those 40 people that look after you. So we try to bring that culture there because we believe that it creates a great atmosphere for recruitment and for retention and for people to really see the results of their labor and what we put together.
Yeah, I want to tell you a cool story about a team.
Yeah.
So you're probably familiar, lots of viewers will be familiar with Heart Force One, and that it came about incrementally, and we finally got Heart Force One in the air this time last year, around December of last year. But the really cool thing, aside from the fact that it brought patients to us, we were able to bring patients through the cath lab, get their tests, get them home in the same day. Wow. It did so many good things for our team. You can't imagine how great it felt for people who knew that we had folks who were in beds waiting to get into the cath lab, for them to get those people there and do all the things a little bit differently on those days, right? Like when the flight comes in with that group of patients, our crew in the cath lab literally goes out and meets them at the door.
Wow.
Like it's a team effort. It feels like they're part of a family almost that day. So it's been really neat for us because aside from delivering the care to the people, we actually built a better and stronger team inside. It was really neat.
It's interesting.
Would you agree?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Being part of a team makes you feel empowered.
Yeah.
Being part of a team makes you enjoy, dealing with patients, having patients come in and everybody in that team have the same culture, the same attitude, the same positivity. Like that's what makes great outcomes, and that's what makes us confident that we can deliver what we need to deliver to everyone in this province.
Yeah.
Like Donnie, the two things that strike me, if you have a heart attack, there's two things go through your head immediately besides, oh my God, what's going on, is can I get good treatment and can I get it fast? It's a massive province here. Like, geez, Nain and, Port aux Basques and St. John's. And so we know that we can give you great treatment, but getting it fast is a challenge in most people's minds. So what Cassie just described, getting an airplane to fly people down and bring them in, like, game changer.
Yeah.
But everyone that does that, right, even to the pilots, like, that came on these airplanes, they could feel the buzz in part of it. So to deliver great treatment, and I think in this province we deserve world-class treatment, to be on that edge, you got to be able to adapt and change and do things as part of a team. No one person can do this.
No, I could say that with absolute certainty. When you walk in, and I'm using the cath lab as one example, like we have pockets like this that in the delivery of our services all over, but this is a really good example because of Heart Force One. But you walk in there, nobody is better. Nobody. It doesn't matter, you're the physician, you're the cleaner, you're the nurse, you're the receptionist. Everybody has a job to do, and quite honestly, if one person doesn't show up and do their job, which honestly rarely happens with our crew because they do truly like the work that they do.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they feel it. Yeah.
So important. Now listen, speaking of which, it takes a lot to power the work that you do. Fundraising and special projects and initiatives absolutely are critical to the work that you do. Let's talk about a couple that are upcoming. Do you want to have a little chat?
Well, listen, we think that you have any trouble, you deserve the best equipment in the world and the best people using that, right? It's not cheap.
It's true.
And we're well supported by the Health Authority, well supported by the government, but it is not cheap to have the very best. So our Healthcare Foundation is a fantastic partner. So, as you know, our Healthcare Foundation supports all the needs of adult healthcare. We're pretty passionate about the heart. So we do this one event a year, because February is Heart Month, and in February we do a fundraising event in which all the proceeds are dedicated to the heart. And so, we use it for what we think we need to replace or to do or to catch up with the rest of the world in terms of innovation and technology. So this year is the Row for Heart, which we've done, can't remember, this probably is the 6th or 7th year that we've done it. And so we raise money, we have teams that compete against each other, and everything we raise directed right to cardiac care.
Where does it go down? Where is it going down?
Capilaiunda. They've been fantastic
That's
sponsors.
amazing.
It is a beautiful building they have, all
Yes.
glass. We set up there, it can be freezing outside. You're on a rower. Everyone's competing with each other. You know.
And it's pretty cutthroat. It's pretty cutthroat.
Oh, I'm
It is.
sure.
No
It
one's
gets
had a heart
real.
attack
They're
yet,
not
but
messing around, I can tell you. No.
Yeah. Well, money on the line and support for an amazing cause.
Yeah.
And how much benefit you look back over the years that have gone by and how this is growing and growing. How
yeah.
proud are you of this?
well, fabulous. I mean, these are things that we would probably get, but not as quickly as we did.
Yeah.
We got an artificial heart. We've got machines to measure blood flow during open heart surgery.
Wow.
We've got, last year brand new instruments for all the cardiac surgeons. They're doing an operation on your heart. You want to make sure their knives are sharp,
That's
right?
right, you're right.
So these are brand new things. They're not cheap. We've got things to allow us to extend our footprint out over the overpass. So virtual care, if you walk in somewhere else in the province with a heart attack and we need to be able to see you, you need to be able to see us, we can make that first contact virtually. Yeah. So tools to help us do those things, they make a difference, Donnie.
You're so right. And it's very important that you said this so that the viewers at home understand that the money goes towards purchasing the actual tools and technologies and innovations and providing the support required to deliver the service that 1 in 3 of us in this province are going to need.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it.
Wow.
It's part of a team. And when you do that and you provide the stage for people to get the best equipment, helps with recruitment.
Yeah.
So you get these guys that are off trained and they've got great training, they've trained in all this stuff. They're not going to come back here unless they can use the stuff they were trained on.
You're right.
No, that's true. And it's not attractive to come somewhere where you're not going to have great tools to work with.
Yeah, you're right. And
It's
on
a
this,
huge recruitment
you are right. Recruitment
advantage.
is so important to that as well.
Yeah.
I guess there's nothing that money and the awareness and the exposure and the resource increases of these types of fundraising events provide that again allows healthcare to happen in all facets, let alone in the heart and stroke arena for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
But we've got some great people recruited. We've got some great teams. Like, people want to come here.
Yeah.
Like,
That's great to hear.
Like, it's like build it and they will come.
Right.
We felt we've built the teams and we're starting to kind of get the dividends from all those investment over the years.
True.
Being serious about this, we want people to trust us. We want people to know that if, God forbid, they have an event and it's hard enough having a heart attack, but knowing that, boy, if I get treatment, I know it's going to be great treatment. That's what I want people to know.
Dr. Connors, I'll tell you, that's a message that we're not hearing a lot out there. It's a lot of doom and gloom and negative narrative and making a lot of us feel insecure and scared. But the message we're hearing tonight is that the good work and the investment of folks via programs and initiatives like the ones we're talking about tonight allow us to actually get the help that we need to serve the people we love.
And I would say be proud of it. Like, I want, Donnie, we lead the country in many ways, but one of the sad ways we lead the country is that we have more heart disease here than anywhere else, in any other province. So if we lead in the burden of heart disease, why not lead in innovation? Why not lead in our ability to tackle it head on, throw our hearts and minds into it, like Newfoundlanders and Labradors? We don't back away from a challenge.
No, we don't. I'll tell you what, I really appreciate this conversation with you both. I look forward to the folks clicking in, learning more about the upcoming initiatives and all of the good work that you are doing. Will you come back and hang out with us again?
Anytime.
Well, thank you so much.
Perfect. Thanks for the invitation.
And maybe we'll talk about nano management next time. Until next time, this is Out of the Fog. We'll be right back after this break.
Yeah.
Well, thank you everybody for tuning into the show tonight. It's always such a pleasure to hang out with gifted, talented, passionate people. From Lea Coultas of the Elevated Experience, who has come full circle and is reclaiming music and wellness all through Doing It Scared, the brand new podcast you want to check out. And then, of course, we had Dr. Sean Connors and Cassie Chisholm talking all about heart matters in the province and what we need to do to give more attention to the projects that allow us to attract and retain the best people, equipment, and community needed to provide the team-driven service of cardiac care in our province. And now to play us out, it's a project I am very lucky and happy to have contributed to. It takes a village to make something creative happen, and Kelly Loader has done it again. Check out their new single and brand new video, When We Kiss. This is Out of the Fog, and we'll see you next time.
Oh, thanks.
star comes down, it's wonderful. Two of us out on the edge of something new, and it's up to you. When we kiss, the world gets lost in your lips. The hair stands up on my neck. I can barely catch my breath. Driving home, what the hell just happened? They were right, you'd never find it if you're looking. City lights set the mood, and you pull me close. I let you in and you lit the fire, and now I know when we kiss, the world gets lost in your lips. The hair stands up on my neck. I can barely catch my breath. If I breathe, it's only to look into your eyes, or catch a quick glimpse of your smile. That's what happens when we kiss. That's what happens when we kiss. When we kiss. That's what happens when we kiss.
This program is brought to you by Ignite TV. Now you're in command. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
We want to hear from you. Provide feedback on this show or find out how you can get involved. Call, email us, or scan the QR code to take our quick survey.
I don't think we're in our hometowns anymore.
Follow the Golden Ticket Road.
I can see brighter